तेजाब फेंका, मेरे चेहरे पर नहीं था लेकिन मेरे कंधे पर था। फिर उसने जब 1 साल बाद फेंका, वो मेरे चेहरे पे गया था। वो रिश्ते की वजह से फेंका था ना।
And quite a few had a damage done to their eyes as well. And then eyes get completely contracted, so you lose your eyesight, socket, and of course everything get distorted. अस्सलाम वालेकुम। ज़की आपका नाम है? ज़की मेरा नाम जवाद है। अब आपकी कितनी उम्र है?
मेरी 39 होने वाली है।
39? क्या हुआ था?
ये सर तेजाब गिराया था।
When I saw her in March, she was already 8-9 months post. As a this girl walks into my clinic with a black burqa. देख सकता हूँ? इस और भी तो जिस्म में हिस्सा है, यही है सिर्फ। This guy tried to take that face of her, her everything, which allows her to react with the rest of the world. But they're walking dead. So they're shunned by the society, they're shunned by the families, they're uncomfortable, they can't communicate. There's nothing going on, and no support whatsoever in a society. Man, this is, I don't blame if they become suicidal.
Here's Carolyn Jarvis.
Good evening and welcome to 16 by 9. Our first story tonight comes with a warning. What you are about to see is graphic and disturbing, with a cruelty almost beyond human understanding. But it's also a story of courage, the kind you need when dealing with disfigurement from an acid attack. These vicious assaults using sulfuric acid don't only happen on the Indian subcontinent. They also occur closer to home, in cities like London, Brussels, and Montreal. And it's from those 3 cities, Mandy Clark brings us a story of human resilience.
Your discretion is advised.
Quand c'était pour attendre le temps de sa condamnation, je me suis toujours dit que c'était pas à moi à lui donner sa peine. Moi, la seule chose que je pouvais dire, c'est que mes souffrances, je les aurai à perpète.
Before a packed courtroom, Richard Remy takes his last breath as a free man. He is sentenced to the maximum for attempted murder, 30 years. And for the first time in the 2 weeks of the trial, Patricia Lafranc, the woman who was left without a face, allows herself to cry.
Elle est tombée dans mes bras, toute la salle pleurait, mais pour elle, c'était enfin un moment de joie.
Before the international news cameras, on the steps of the courthouse for one last time, the mother of 3 poses with her younger daughter. 1 year after the trial, she and Maria live in subsidized housing on the outskirts of Brussels. If her appearance shocks others, she's learned to ignore it.
Ce courage-là, il m'est imposé parce que je n'ai pas le choix. J'évite tout ce qui est miroir, j'évite tout ce qui est porte, j'évite tout ce qui est ombre. J'ai pas le choix, je suis obligée de vivre avec.
Did you feel that part of you had been murdered?
Physique, oui, mais l'intérieur, non. L'intérieur, je suis toujours la même, toujours battante. J'ai toujours aimé la vie. C'est vrai que maintenant, je dois la vivre totalement autrement.
Will you ever accept your face as it is now?
Jamais.
What happened to me? The father of my kid, he's down and poured the acid. So the moment he sees me, he wanted me back. When I said no, I don't want, then that's when he poured the acid. He went at my place. So he knocked. I didn't know he's the one. So when I opened, he just poured on me and he ran away. I feel like, oh, I'm am I dreaming? So it seemed like I didn't believe it, because I knew that this is Asi. I knew that this is me, and I'm going to be like this, and I forgive that guy. Yeah. They don't know the revenge, because even if you do the revenge, that doesn't mean that you're going to turn your face back, all your life back, as in the way you want. Do you know what? What you have to cross is some life, like going out, you know, be like a girl, like a youth. There's something you have to cut off, because as this other foundation, they've been coming, give us the courage that you have to make it. God will help you, please. What I told myself, if I get the chance to work hard to get the money, I want to help. Because even if I'm like this, I know, I believe in myself, I'll make it. I'll prove to some people that I'll make it. Yeah. That's what I do believe in myself. And I have to make it for my kids, because I have kids, I have 2 kids. So I have to work hard. I have to work, I have to give myself hope that, yeah, you will make it.
The snow-covered mountains of the Himalayas are the first sight to greet most travelers arriving in Nepal. Its capital, Kathmandu, is a busy hub for tourist traffic, climbers and trekkers drawn by the lure of Everest. Most who come use it as a gateway to adventure, but I'm here for a very different reason. Sandwiched between China and India, Nepal is also a magnet for another kind of human traffic. The tiny nation provides a steady supply of sex slaves for the brothels of Delhi and Mumbai. I arrived at mighty Nepal to an overwhelming welcome. Nepalese people are known for their warmth and hospitality, and I was experiencing it firsthand.
So wonderful to be here. Thank you so much for coming. It's so beautiful.
It seemed like such a happy, cheerful group of young women and girls, but their stories would tell a different tale. It was hard to imagine that every single woman in this room had suffered at the hands of sex traffickers, pimps, or brothel owners. Recovery can take years, and emotional scars can be harder to detect than physical ones, and they definitely don't heal as easily.
I wanted to come to learn what you're doing that's working so that I can find ways of helping share those best practices in my own country where this is also a problem.
This is a big day, though, because news has come that another raid on the brothel has led to the rescue of her daughter. She is expected at mighty Nepal any minute. Patali is both relieved but sick with concern for her safety.
Look.
Tragically, after such a long time apart, the terrified little girl does not recognize her mother and pushes her away, reaching out to her rescuer instead. As the mother of 3 girls myself, it was painful to watch, and everyone in the room felt helpless.
मेरे बच्चों से हम टाड़ा
And how old is he now? Too often, it is children who are abused to ensure that their mothers comply with brothel owners' orders. The woman on my right is Radhika. By the time she was 12, she had been trafficked twice, had a kidney removed by illegal organ sellers, and had an 18-month-old son.
And he is now in school, yes?
The brothel keeper's cruelty was effective. When they were rescued and brought to mighty Nepal, the boy was unable to talk. Now 8 years old, he's making progress but is still nervous and wary of strangers. In just 4 hours at the border, I saw several thousand people crossing over. Anuradha introduces me to mighty Nepal's own border guards. Their slight appearance belies an intense determination which is born from their own experience. All of mighty Nepal's guards were themselves trafficked into brothels. There are 50 guards working for mighty Nepal across 10 checkpoints. Every day at the border, they will intercept on average 20 girls at risk of being trafficked. Mighty Nepal has a transit home near the border where rescued girls can begin to recover from their ordeal before being transferred to the main rehabilitation center in Kathmandu, and in some cases face their trafficker in court.
Every time, every week or every 15 days, you have to go to the court with the girl. So it takes 1 to 1.5 years for one case to be finalized. So during that period, we have to keep the girls with us. So we counsel the parents and say that the girls will stay with us. And during their stay with us, they do some trainings for their life skill, and that is how we reintegrate them into the society.
The average income in Nepal is a little over $200 a year. That's 57 cents a day. In the remote areas, it's often far less. Poverty is the means by which traffickers trap their prey, luring them away from their neighborhoods with the promise of work in the big city. It's to such a village that we're heading today. The answer for one trafficked girl, recently rescued from a brothel, lies in a remote mountain village 6 hours from Kathmandu. Tuli is one of the lucky ones, rescued and now home with her family. Anuradha's crusade is to protect the thousands of other girls who will fall prey to the traffickers every year, and her work never ends. On our way back, we stop at another village. A critical part of Mighty Nepal's work is creating awareness about sex trafficking in the more remote regions of the country. Villagers are entertained with songs, dances, and speeches, all designed to educate them of the very real danger that's all around them.
She is Geeta.
Hello, Geeta.
And Geeta has been with us for the last 7 years, and she was rescued from India, from Delhi, GB Road, with her son. She was trafficked with her son. And when
Geeta's story is a familiar tale of trust and betrayal. An orphan lured to India by the false hope of finding her parents, but instead finding herself in a life of hell.
She says, what can a person with multiple disease like me do? Sometimes I think that, and I'm just hopeless. But at times again I think Mighty Nepal is there, they're teaching me craft, then I think I can survive with this craft also.
Thank you. Can I have a hug? I promise to do a really good job of sharing this so that we can end this, so that it doesn't have to keep happening to other girls.
But Anuradha and Mighty Nepal can't save every child on their own. Anuradha once said, "Just imagine if that was your daughter standing there. What would you do? How would you fight?"